women, we bring issues to men for them to solve. That's just what it is, in every sense of the word. And if they can't solve the issues that we bring to them, life problems, then we really don't have a reason to have them around. Hey everybody, this is Lola. I'm back again. Thanks for tuning in. As usual, if you like this video and find it helpful, click like, share, and subscribe. And I was thinking today about something that's kind of personal, and I thought it would be a good idea to share this with you guys because there's so many people that, you know, deal with the same issue, and they often complain about it instead of really contemplating the issue and the science behind it. If you guys hear my bird in my ceiling, excuse that. Trust me, there are no batteries in that thing. There's a ghost. So anyway, I'm very grateful for the type of man that I'm involved with. And the reason why I say I'm very grateful is because when it comes to women and venting, right, this is something we naturally do. And oftentimes, a lot of women are dealing with a lot of men that they complain about in terms of having to vent and feeling that the person that they're talking to actually gets what they're saying. A lot of complaints that I hear, in terms of women venting, is they didn't even allow me to speak, and then they're just telling me what I already feel, or they're just saying, hey, no, I get it. And the women are feeling like, the guy's blowing them off or whatever. And this is what inspired me to speak to you guys just about venting and what that really means to men and women, because to us, venting is just us getting out this energy, this pent up energy that we have, and we can build it up over time or in a second, but this is what it is. And the whole purpose of letting it out is to resolve something within ourselves, or to resolve something outside ourselves, to get something done. And a lot of times I hear so many women complaining about the response they get back from men when they do vent. And what I want to say about that is this. There's some men that you will speak to and they'll let you speak about a sentence or two and then cut you off. And, they will tell you they already know. And you won't believe them because you haven't told them what it is. But oftentimes as women, we think from our feelings, and we're not thinking logically, which is, does someone really have to hear a dissertation to understand the subject matter of what we're talking about? And do they have to really sit for hours to understand how we're feeling based on the subject matter, given they are also part of the circumstance? Like, they can see more than what we're saying. Like, they're aware of things we're not even speaking of. Like, are they smart enough to get that? I think we lack thinking things forward in that way. As women, we tend to do that with our children a lot. Whereas when children come to us with their issues, the first sentence in, we already know what the problem is. We already know what they're feeling, and we already know what they need to do. But we don't cut them off often because we're nurturers. We let them talk, because we're trying to get them used to expressing themselves. But we already know what we're going to say and what they need to do and what's going to happen. We know this. So, we don't need for them to really, come to us and explain their whole life, in the second grade for us to understand. And I think when we look at that and we understand our psychological capability when it comes to listening and understanding with the quickness, we can kind of understand, where a man is coming from. Now, there are those men that will engage us, and then move us forward. And then there's those men that will, as soon as we tell them the subject matter, they've already, took us someplace else with it, and those men don't even allow you to talk. They They're just result oriented. Like, they don't even want to hear a conversation. They don't want to listen to you. They already kind of know what you already gonna say, and they just want to get things done, you know. And then there's men, typically like the one that I have, which he does those things, but sometimes he will already know what I'm going through, and he will just approach me about it in a very easy way to see if I'm open to speaking about it at that moment. Now, if I am, he may let me speak. He may speak directly to her without me really even explaining, but he already knows how I feel. And I think that a lot of women want that kind of guy in which, you know, like they say, I want a guy that knows how I feel, that understands where I'm coming from. But it's like, that's great in theory, but in practice, imagine every time you go to your guy to talk about something, you're like, babe, and he be like, I already know. You you need such and such. I got that. Go look here. He doesn't give you, like, he already knows. And on the flip end, if you want to talk about your feelings, you know, you go into your feelings, and before you could say, I feel, he's like, yeah, I know. You feel like da 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 da. Yes, that's true. That's correct. This is why you feel that way. I get it. Da 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 da. And like, he's telling you about you, and you don't have a chance to even say how you feel. A lot of women are gonna feel like they're in jail, because they don't have a chance to speak their own truths. The guy already knows how they're feeling. They already knows what they're thinking. They already know what they need. You can't really satisfy women. So I would suggest not trying. But at the end of the day, those type of men do exist that understand what you're going through without you having to tell them. Other men, once you tell them, automatically they know what to do and what not to do. Other men, they will listen until they understand, which is like a sentence or two in. And then there's some men that, you know, they care about really how you perceive them perceiving you, so they will let you speak at length. Now, keep in mind, with them type, that's a trick in the bag, because a lot of times with men that will let you speak and will not say anything, they're setting you up for the L. My dude does that too. He will let me speak, and then when he speaks, he doesn't want to hear nothing, and I mean nothing. Like, if I left something out, too bad. He doesn't want to hear what I got to say, and he will tell me, like, I already know how you are. I don't need to hear more of your explanation. I know, you know. And he doesn't always take my side with things. Sometimes he does. Like, he will let me know that my voice is important and what I have to say is valid and how I feel is valid. And at other times, he will tell me, no, I don't need to hear your side. I already know you have a problem with so-and-so. And, you know, the issue isn't them. The issue is you. Okay? Like, you caused this problem. You're the problem. Like, you know, and then in my mind, I'm like, who sounds you on? You know, but then, you know, I mean, if I said that to him, oh my God, he would give me a mouthful. But, you know, I have done that. Like, I've had a circumstance where, like, I was trying to explain something to, you know, someone, and I was explaining to him my side, and he's like, listen, I'm trying to take your side here, but you just keep making points for the other side. Like, I'm sorry if I seem like I'm on another side, but you're going to have to come up with a better argument. So, I mean, that was like a situation, but, yeah. So, I think we as women, we have to draw back and understand that men are not women, and they don't communicate like us, and they don't listen like us. And, you know, if we can do that in some capacity, you know, with our children and so on, like, they can do it. Like, men have a talent for separating how they feel from, you know, logic. You see what I'm saying? Like, women, we'll never know how that really feels. We see it, but we'll really never know how that feels. It's like when you look at a pack of lioness with a lion in the pride, and like a new lion comes in, right? Because he probably killed the other one, and the first thing he does is kill the cubs. And then as soon as he kills the cubs, he mates with the lioness, and they lay down and happily mate with the lion. We'll never understand that as humans, like females, like how those females can let that happen, like literally let it happen, and then feel anxious to get more kids. Like with us, if that ever happened to us, it would devastate us psychologically and physiologically. We couldn't feel attracted to that guy after killing one of our babies to hurry up and make another baby. Like, we can't think in that way. We can understand that's how they think, but really understand, like really be in it to know it. We can never know that. We can understand that that's what it is, but we can never know it. So it's the same way with men. We see how they think. We understand the patterns, but we'll really never know that because we're women. And we don't really need to. It takes a lifetime to be a woman. Like, don't nobody have time to sit and try and understand how it is to be a man and then still be a woman too. Like, no. So I hope you guys, like, try to be understanding when it comes to when to vent and who to vent to. And I just want to say in short, stop venting to your man about things you really should be venting to another woman about. Because there's some things that women bond over in terms of venting that's very healthy. Versus with men, they can't relate. There's no solution for it. And they're just there taking up space. And then when they do just take up space, we feel like they don't care about our problems. It's not that. It's just we're bringing the wrong problem to them. It's certain things, if you talk to me about, yeah, I'm going to seem like I don't care. Even if I'm looking you dead in the face and saying, I mean, maybe at times I don't, but it's not because I'm a bad person. It's because you're talking to me about a problem that I can't solve. Like, when white people feel that, you know, they have oppression, like, they might have oppression, but as a black person, I'm really not in a position to sit and be like, oh my God, like, talk to me about that some more. Like, sorry. And it's not like I'm saying that being sarcastic. Like, I'm just not in a position for you to speak to me about that and for me to give you no real solution. So it's the same way. And we just have to be okay with the truth of the matter. And yeah, so next time you guys want to vent, just decide, is this something I should vent to my man about or not? And if he understands without you really continuing all of your venting, trust that he understands and let him make that decision, you know, to solve whatever you are venting about. Now, if he doesn't solve it, or whatever the case may be, maybe it's not so much that he doesn't understand what you're venting about. Maybe it's something he can't solve. And consider that too. And I'm not saying that men are always right in terms of what they do, but oftentimes when we have issues with how they're responding to us, it's really because we want them to respond to us the way we respond to other things, which would cause more problems. So, you know, I hope that helps. I hope that, you know, you guys can, you know, better situate yourselves in your relationships when it comes to these things, because oftentimes it ends up in being an argument. So no one wants to live in strife. So let's work at not living in strife. Hope this helps. And I'm signing off. I have some things to do. Peace.